right, so on the normal stuff, anything you guys have, anything you want to go over? Challenges, bottlenecks, anything?
What's everybody's reframe when you have a bad call with the seller? Just curious.
To reset?
Yeah.
I won't go first then. Let these guys go first. Reset mentally. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
What do you think, guys?
I'll go do, I have a pull-up bar. I'll go do like 10 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 10 crunches. And I think Zach said he does something similar too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Zach also does, I'll throw this one in there just because Peter is on that weight, like the physical part. Box breathing. You guys learned that from Jarek. It's also in your XPT app. That's definitely a good reset, Chris.
I have this other cool thing, which is not really a reset on a down call, but on it when I have a super good call. I learned this about 5 years ago, actually from Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. It's this thing called Boom Boom, and it's like a chapstick. You open up the top, and there's scented flavors. So when I have a good call, I'll go like that.
Oh, to anchor it?
To anchor it, and then if I'm going into like a really good call or it's important, I'll go hit it up and it'll give me the same mental, because your sense is the only of the 5 senses that goes directly to your brain, so it's a much stronger, and I anchor myself.
Okay, so that's cool. That's what Tony Robbins does with like a pat. Doesn't matter where, Chris, but do the same thing he just said. If you don't want to stick that up your nose, and just do it with
so
do
good.
The same thing. It works, but do it with like either a fist pump or you hit a certain part of your body. Win the good ones. Keep anchoring the good ones, so that when you have the bad one, you can reset.
It's a tropical rush. Well, I don't know. Maybe Jordan Belfort had a certain affinity for putting things up his nose to make him feel good,
but the concept is very powerful.
What's the brand of that, Peter?
It's called Boom Boom. BOOM BOOM. And you can. I haven't found, like, I think it's a couple bucks, but I just get it online. You get a pack. There's different flavors.
It's powerful if you do that, but that's going to take, just like working out, Chris. It's just going to take a little bit of a habit. It sounds like Peter does it without thinking about it.
Yeah. I started. It was literally my first call of the day, and the seller was basically like, "How did you get my phone number?" I'm like, "Well, I pay for leads. I just got your phone number through that." He said, "Oh, you're an investor that's gonna try and lowball my property, blah 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 blah." And I'm trying to tell him like that couldn't be further from the truth, and he just hangs up, and I'm just like, I just want to go punch someone.
Okay, so at its most basic level, then I want to hear from Russ and Kimmy and Greg on this. At its most basic level, Chris, on that idiot, his wife maybe burnt his toast. Like, it's nothing to do with you. You caught him at a bad time. So it's like, I always use the person serving coffee analogy. When you go to a restaurant, when we can again, they don't go, "You want coffee? Yes. You want coffee? No." They don't burst out crying. You said no. They're just going through serving coffee. Same thing on these calls. They do that. You're not attached.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a waitress or a waiter break down and bawl because you said no to coffee? What it's like. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
You don't know them. They don't know you.
Yeah. Yep. So
who else? Russ and Greg and Kim, any thoughts on a reset?
Yeah, I mean, that same thing right there too. When you get a jerk like that, I mean, I just keep moving. It's like, yeah, that's just. Yeah, and what happens a lot of times is when I do that, and I work through it and make another few more calls after that, I get really good leads after that. Because if I got the jerk out of the way, now I've got the people who really want to talk and move forward.
That's a good mindset right there.
Yeah. So if I'd say get off and I make a comment, Kimmy goes, she'll say get back on the phone and keep going, so maybe you can have Andy do that for you too, so.
I always tell them, you have, even on the days if you have something like that or you don't feel like making dials, you have to make 5 dials. You just have to make 5, because inevitably usually something good happens during that time.
I agree.
Yep. And the other thing too, in the day I'm pretty well trying to stick to these mini days. So if I have a bad morning, I got my next day coming up after lunch. I'm ready to go after it, so it works good there too.
So Chris, Ross, any other ideas for us?
Just a couple things. Just, we've talked about it all the time. Embrace it. like celebrate that. Like, sweet, my next call is gonna be awesome. But then also like I'll go outside and I'll play with the dog. Something that, you know, if you have a pet, just play with your dog. That makes you feel good, you know. Or I'll just take a walk, I'll go get the mail and then come back and then, you know, put my headsets back on. So just, you know, walk away, just, you know, kind of collect your thoughts, and then embrace that as something that, you knowing, like Greg said, that knowing that the next call is probably going to be a lead.
If you don't have a dog, play with the neighbor's dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could take, Chris, something everyone said, and you could really hammer it. So you do that, you do the breathing, whatever one you do the reset, the anchoring, and then you do the verbal that these guys said. So all those are cool. You could hammer it. There's a breathing for stress and or that, and it's just called fire breathing, where you're just breathing really, really fast with your stomach, like really, really fast. So it kind of shakes everything going on in your brain.
I'm writing all these down.
This will be posted too. This call.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.